An ABI includes everyone who suffers from some sort of brain injury that impedes on their daily activities. Every ABI is unique, but many of us share similar experiences in a variety of different ways. People with shared lived experience can make all the difference in helping us connect with others who understand what we're going through and who are judgment-free. The acceptance of who we are now is hard. The invisible nature of an ABI makes it hard for those around us to understand, which in turn makes it harder for us to accept the consequences of an ABI in our own mind. This is the story of 6 women, part of a peer-led women's group of brain injury survivors who support each other on their individual journeys. An artist in residence approached us to draw attention to the invisible nature of these injuries. With the additional help of a dance instructor through movement workshops, we took emotional expression, made them into movements to connect with the land, our bodies, and our personal inner feelings dealing with protection, strength, and nurturing.
I was awarded an artist residency through Public Energy here in Peterborough. I was really interested in working with women with disabilities, but I was especially interested in working with people who had invisible disabilities. This is because they face so much judgment. Very thankfully, the Brain Injury Association of Peterborough Region was open to allowing me to work with some of the women who were in a peer-led group. I was very thankful for this because they were very progressive in letting peers lead in really wonderful ways, and they also had a wonderful focus on creativity. The Brainy Ladies peer-led group were a wonderful group of women who were creative and intelligent and brought lots of humor to all of our gatherings. It was amazing to see them blossom as artists. One of the most interesting things that I was surprised about was the fact that it was the 20th anniversary of my injury while we were working. I have a spinal cord injury, and it made me really reflect on a lot of interesting things and actually allowed me to do a lot of healing as well. So it's interesting to see how the arts can heal in multiple layered ways. Once again, I am very thankful to the Brain Injury Association of Peterborough Region and all the work that they do, especially the work that we did with Margie and with all of the participants. It was an honor to be there.
For Winding Our Way Home, I helped interpret movement that was coming out of the work that Melissa was doing with the participants, and help sort of deliver that back to the participants in one session that we had outdoors together, because it was during the pandemic, and it was such a wonderful experience. These participants were so compassionate, so funny, and so open and welcoming, and for me it was just a profoundly positive experience.
This is the product of the journey we made together, finding our way home.
We respectfully acknowledge that the videos you are about to see were created on the Treaty 20 Mississauga territory and the traditional territory of the Mississauga and Chippewa Nations, collectively known as the Williams Treaties First Nations, which include Curve Lake, Hiawatha, Alderville, Scugog Island, Rama, Beau Soleil, and Georgina Island First Nations. The Williams Treaties First Nations are the stewards and caretakers of these lands and waters in perpetuity, and they continue to maintain this responsibility to ensure their health and integrity for generations to come. Performance artist Melissa Addison-Webster was an artist in residence at Public Energy Performing Arts. After being awarded an Ontario Arts Grant, Melissa began working with women living with brain injuries from the Brain Injury Association Peterborough Region. As a dance choreographer, Melissa, in collaboration with Erica Miranda, used land dancing techniques created by Rulan Tenjin of Dancing Earth. A dance sequence was established from this method and performed by the participants in these films.
I was going to participate, but I was so self-conscious about doing a speaking piece that I had a little tantrum and wasn't going to do it. So I spoke to her, and in her wonderful way, she helped me and supported me with doing the speaking piece. So I felt confident. Thank you, Sierra. My name is Anne. You may notice that my speech sounds a little different. This difference is a result of a brain injury that occurred 5 years ago. Although my speech sounds different, I'm hoping that you're able to look past my injury to hear the message I'm trying to share with you today. My time and energy to complete ordinary, simple tasks, it fills my days. Communication, information processing, and cognitive tasks are a daily source of frustration and a large energy drain. My speech and communication have improved, but people do pick up on the difference. Many people stare at me to see if I'm intoxicated. Other people will ask me, do you have a support person with you? Others impatiently fill in my words in sentences. My self-esteem, confidence, relationships were all built on a life prior to my accident. I'm told over and over that I look great. I'm doing so great. Or that my injury must be very mild. However, my appearance doesn't reflect or represent the impact brain injury has had on my life. I do have my characteristics, my essence, my soul, which is still intact. And with this, I am continuing to let go of this life that I planned so I can embrace the life that's waiting for me.
To share the textures and connections with the, with the heart of the sky and heart of the earth. The water, the ripples, I could see the ripples within, like the embodiment of the ripples. I saw the warrior, there are so many different moments of just, it's just like, oh my gosh, like that powerful, vulnerability and the chosen words or no words and the playfulness and it was just absolutely exquisite, aesthetically beautiful to see and witness. And so thank you so much. If people are open, that these stories, these truths, need to be shared. And like, what an incredible opportunity to raise consciousness and awareness and educate folks about it in such a profoundly moving, artistic way.
It's always the goal to show how beautiful the work is that you guys are doing, and the variety and diversity of your experiences. And I don't know if everyone picks up on that you were doing all of these pieces together, but the slight differences in the approach that you took to everything creates a really varied stories in a beautiful way that complement each other, but speak to that, what you guys have been saying about the very different experiences you've all had. I'd like to say thank you to all of you for having me as a part of this project. I think in the editing process, going through what you were presenting physically and what you wrote, sometimes over and over again, can sometimes be a little bit draining, but the positivity and the power of your words in this case was an incredibly impactful and powerful experience and positive one for me. So thank you. Thank you so much.
To me, the Brainy Ladies are such a wonderful support where you can go when you're not feeling well, when you've got one thing or another going on, or 12 things going on. And they're there to listen to you, to support you, and to see you through and touch base with you every single week. It's just a wonderful time together. In this moment, the class, I enter the room. It's my first day in the writing class. Through the window, I notice pedestrians dashing to get out of the rain. Then I become aware of myself and my new surroundings. I feel anxious, but I really shouldn't be. I find a place to sit, then maneuver through the restrictions of the unyielding angles of my chair. With all things considered, my back, hips, and legs are as comfortable as they can be. In this moment, the elements are now factoring in as well. Tremors, pulling, tingling up the back of my neck. Suddenly there's a twinge over my left eye, like a metal band tightening around my brain. Yes, it's one of those days, just one of those days. I feel a facade donning my face, camouflaging my flaws and imperfections with smiles and laughter. I sense I am exposed and vulnerable to my very core. My perception is that of rolling thunder running through my tattered crown. There are brilliant flashes of red, yellow, and azure blue in the reaches of my gray matter. The vision is akin to the intensity of the flames in a firestorm. A commanding figure enters the scene. She attends to sudden combustion of color, just as a passionate artist would take to a blank screen canvas with masterful strokes. Amazingly, from the intense blend of color emerges a stunning rendering of a sunset over serene waters. My thoughts ebb and flow in this moment. Gradually, I drift away from the pains that the rainy day has conjured up for me. It is inevitable that such suffering and chaos will attempt to impede my daily journey through life. I have come to the realization that at these times, it is within my realm of power to generate the calm I seek from within.
This project is so important, and it was super intense for me. I kept coming at it from a place of wanting to show the world all of the bad, all of the things that are wrong, things that I hide because I don't like them. And somewhere along the way, with a lot of help and encouragement and support, it turned into looking at it not at what brain injury has taken, but what it's going to, or what it's done. Good, bad, ugly, all of it, it is what it is. And, it's kind of helped me come at it from a different place, a place of better acceptance, maybe. I've always taken pictures from
an unusual perspective, just because I like it. And it dawned on me recently, I guess, that this whole experience is kind of, I've had to come at life from different angles that I might not have before, and that and like trying to learn how to give myself permission to not be normal and come at it from this strange angle. And it's kind of oddly freeing in a way. It's like, yeah, I've been learning to try and see, well, brain injury or life in general like art, and trying to be more okay with what the right now is, whatever it is. And it's hard because I had plans. Like, I had definite, maybe not necessarily specific plans, but there were things that I wanted to do, and I may still do them, but not the way that I was going to do them. And I think sometimes it's a good thing, because maybe the way that I was going to do them wasn't necessarily the way that I should be doing them. And maybe I'll get there this way. I don't know. It's just one of those things. Little Bob Ross always calls them happy little accidents in art, where you turn that paint stroke that's driving you nuts into something else. So hopefully that'll be what happens. I think for me, I want people to be more aware that it doesn't matter what somebody looks like or what they can do. You don't know what's going on. And we're all humans, and we're all connected. And we're all connected through all kinds of different things. And, we all matter.
This project has been beautiful from the start to the finish. The journey throughout this project has been remarkable, and so honored to be a part of this project. That's definitely how I'm feeling as a part of it, is to just feel so honored is the best word that I feel, that you've opened up to share this experience with me. I feel that, we've built that trust and that rapport with each other, and that is just remarkable to feel let in to that space.
My ABI is a result of epilepsy, another invisible disability. Serious recurring seizures, lack of oxygen, concussions, and 4 brain surgeries have contributed to my ABI. I have had several personality changes. One concussion made me talk constantly. The next one, I stopped talking, was extremely quiet and withdrawn, becoming very depressed. Now, after the last concussion, I communicate, but have more anxiety speaking and being around others. Losing my career was devastating, even more so than having the doctors take my driver's license away. It took several years to accept the fact that I couldn't work anymore. My purpose, my sense of competence, and my social connection with others was gone. My depression and anxiety are treated monthly by my neuropsychiatrist and medication. I've been suicidal 3 times. It's a constant source of stress to be mindful of any suicidal thoughts. I am always wondering if I will have a seizure because I have no warning, which is called an aura. Stress, good or bad, can trigger my seizures. My cognitive function is slower than it used to be. I can't recall experiences and memories like I used to. I have been accused for years of faking my epilepsy. After 5 years of battling with my insurance company to prove I was sick, I finally got an apology letter. The accusations were coming from my ex-husband. I'm always being asked, why don't you work? You look fine. Or also being accused of trying to talk myself into a seizure when I'm trying to warn others that I'm due for a seizure. As well, people see me sitting by the fire with my feet up and assume I am completely relaxed. My head actually feels like I'm at a rock concert with loud music and fans screaming. There is a constant noise and pain in the front of my brain. And like a pressure in my sinuses and a constant noise in my ears. This is what I feel like all the time. It doesn't go away. People will see a furrow in my eyebrows because of the pain. I have found out my epilepsy is genetic from my father's side of the family. It has led to many concussions, and I have smashed my head on the patio door handle, leading to 17 stitches in my eyebrow. Another impact of my seizures is that one seizure a month for 8 years was actually stopping my heart, and I was dying for 15 seconds or more. My doctors were surprised I actually survived. My heart was strong enough to restart itself, which is unusual. And in case it doesn't restart, I now have a heart pacemaker. To reduce the frequency of my seizures, or to even eliminate them altogether, I had major brain surgery to receive a deep brain stimulator, a DBS. I have 2 probes in my brain and wires to a battery pack in my chest. I have learned how to lean on others, my family and my husband. My biggest support is my husband. He has been at every appointment and he helps co-host the monthly epilepsy support meetings here in Peterborough. I also have some of the top doctors at Toronto Western Hospital, and the BIAPR has been an amazing support and learning environment, especially the peer-led women's group. I've grown to a point where I want to finish my education to get my accounting designation, even though I know I can't work full-time. I was sent to various school programs when I worked and was only a few courses away from receiving my certified general accountant, cost accountant, and payroll accountant designations. Fleming and Trent have a 4-year course to receive your certified professional accountant. I'm confident taking this on because I'm going to complete it 1 course at a time. I have always assumed that my difficulties were due to my epilepsy, but I have learned it is because of my brain injury as well. I have always had the attitude, keep going 1 step in front of the other, and there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. My doctors say I have the best mental attitude they have ever seen.
We knew that this was a powerful opportunity to engage. This has legs and could go far with raising awareness for not only brain injury, but epilepsy. Every injury is unique, and even within all of the struggles that you have, the growth opportunity that is there. We knew that the power of creativity to grow and to grow within was there. We knew that we would see something beautiful at the end, and that it would grow and evolve to what it needed to be for each of you to tell your stories.
The new me. Some say seeing is believing. But can you see the changes within me? When you see me, do you see the old me? Or do you see the new me? I know it isn't all your fault that you can't always see the new me. Sometimes I don't like to admit that to myself. I tend to hide when the new me is so predominant. If I have to go out, I wear a mask. A mask that says everything is okay, but it's not. The new me can do some things the old me could do. So that gives you a false sense of the real me. The true reality is the new me takes longer to process things, takes longer to respond. The new me is unable to do some of the things the old me could do. The new me is unable to work, unable to be consistent day after day. The new me is different. You get to see me only when I'm well enough to be out. You don't get to see the new me on really bad days. You don't get to see the pain, the agony of feeling defeated by a condition that neither you nor I can see. You cannot see a brain injury. A brain injury is so very real. You don't get to see the days when I'm in so much pain, the days where I'm curled up on a couch, struggling, the days when I don't know whether to give up or fight. I don't want you to see that, so I wear a mask. I want you to look through that mask. I want you to accept the new me. I want you to make the new me feel like I'm not a burden. I want you to realize the new me is more vulnerable. I cannot always control my emotions. I might be more irritable, more distant, but I'm working on it. I am a work in progress. Please be patient. Please be accepting. Please accept the new me.